the biggest lesson of that story, like if anyone can extrapolate something from it, is when you have a vision and a burning desire to get something, like just chase it.
Welcome to the Coles Ventures podcast.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Happy to get you on. This is kind of like deja vu from our podcast days. We actually started, we tried to start the podcast.
The epic fail.
It was like 2 years ago?
Was it that long?
It was a year and a half. It was 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I think so.
And for the people listening, we tried to do our first podcast at the Spokane Public Library. We got the audio down.
It worked, which is a great resource for anybody that doesn't know. Hit up Mark Pond if you don't know. But they have a podcast studio with audio, with video. They have a recording studio, whole computer lab. I mean, they have everything.
Yeah, drum sets.
But the thing is, you have to come downtown.
Yeah.
And so it's like deters some people. But, I mean, we tried it.
It worked.
And it's actually, I think one of the main things that got us was that you had to reserve it for like a minimum of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because we're like, we'll just do it for like 30 minutes or like an hour. And it was like, no, you have to do 2 hours, which was good for the first time because it took us an hour and a half to figure it out, which is probably more us than the instructions because the instructions were right there.
We just tried to wing it for the first 30 minutes. We don't need the instructions.
We don't need that. Recorded an entire podcast episode. Had no audio on it. That was demoralizing. I remember you're like, let me know when it's ready. And I went home, put it on the thumb drive, and was like, it was just 50 minutes of pure just nothing. Like literally nothing. It was terrible. So,
when you sent it to me, I was like, that sucks.
That's rough.
But it was fun.
But for anybody that wants to start a podcast, I mean, like we talked about this earlier, but this is all my stuff. So, and you can get into it for like, it's not that expensive to get into it. But if you just want to like try out one episode, which I would probably recommend that versus go the route of like buying all this and stuff. It's so funny because when we tour people through this, this is this and the pickleball court, people are like, oh, it's so cool. And then no one uses it. Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, I need to use that.
Yeah,
we need to use it. Why aren't we playing?
I know. We've talked about having a like pickleball league with the people up there, but I don't know, maybe in the winter, that's probably the best time. We'll get it going. Yeah.
People are at the lake and
all that stuff right now. Yeah. But anywho, enough about that. Let's just dive right in. Why don't you just kind of run us through who you are, what you're doing, what you're working on, hopes, dreams, desires, fears.
Oh my gosh.
Just all of it.
Yeah.
I just want to know all of it.
So thanks for hosting this and providing this platform. This is so cool. You and the Coles Ventures team. But for those that don't know me, my name is Daniel Garcia, and I grew up in Quincy, Washington, really small town, about 2 hours from here. So if you don't know where that's at, you probably know the Gorge Amphitheater. Everybody knows the Gorge Amphitheater. We're the small town, like 20 minutes from there. And grew up there, not a whole lot to do.
Other than go to concerts.
Yeah, go to concerts. You either worked at the concert venue or you were always at the concerts. I worked at them.
I was going to say, did you work?
Yeah, I worked at them, but I got best of both worlds. I would work and then be done working at like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And then go enjoy the concert for free.
Catch the show. And then did you have to close up when it was all done?
No.
That is best of both worlds because those go late and then people have to break it down and do all that.
But I'd have to come back the next day and help clean up.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I didn't get to enjoy every show. Some nights we would finish our shift and we would literally wait till everybody left and we would pick up garbage.
God.
So we'd stay there till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Those were, I was 17 years old.
That's kind of the gig though.
Yeah, that was it. It was easy to stay
up.
You're
working concerts. Yeah. Like, and if you're so young, it's like 6 p.m. What do you mean? I'll stay up till the next day. I'm fine.
The stuff you'd find cash, you'd find all kinds of stuff.
Sunglasses, rings. Yeah.
That was a good trade-off.
Yeah, that's fair. That's cool.
Yeah. And probably the most significant events that came out of growing up in Quincy was sports and just a small, tight-knit community.
Yeah. What's the total population of Quincy?
Man, I don't even.
We need a person. We'd had Spencer.
Maybe 6,000.
6,000.
Maybe.
Damn.
It's a small town.
You knew everybody.
Oh, everybody knew who you were. Everybody knew your
Couldn't
story.
get away with anything.
Yeah. If you got a girlfriend in high school, your buddy probably kissed her.
Yeah.
Like, it was a small town.
That's killer. I did not know it was that small. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 13,000. I don't know. Somebody fact check me on that.
We'll look that up.
Yeah, but probably my favorite story coming out of Quincy was being an athlete. So when I was in middle school, I was really overweight, but I loved playing basketball. I just lived playing basketball. And I would always go to the varsity games Friday nights, and I always had a vision and a dream of being on the court as a starting varsity player. Well, you kind of have to be in shape to do that, right?
Sure.
I came into freshman year just non-athletic, just did not have an athletic body at all. And my freshman year, tried out for the basketball team. And there was a group of us that played basketball together. And we played AAU basketball, club basketball. Well, they were all good. So by the time freshman year came, went to tryouts, we go to our head coach's classroom door, and that's where you would see varsity, JV, and C squad.
They just posted it on the door like that?
They posted it after a week of tryouts. Like, you're getting timed on a mile.
Yeah.
You're getting timed, or you're getting scouted on your layups, your post, all of it, like as a player.
Yeah.
So it's a Friday morning. You all go to the door. So we all show up to school super early.
Yeah.
And for context, that high school hadn't had a D squad for about 10 years, from what I remember.
Okay.
So we show up to the door, and there's an extra column. We're like, well, that's weird. And it says D squad. And all of my friends that I grew up playing ball with were on the C squad team. I look at D squad, and my name is right there. Dang. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so embarrassing. But I got to live through that embarrassment with two of my childhood best friends.
Yeah.
And it was so hard not to cry on the spot because I was so disappointed and embarrassed. Everyone's like, a D squad? Yeah. Like, we've never had a D squad. So the three of us, we got pulled into our coach's office, and it's the C squad coach, JV, and varsity coach, and the assistant coaches. And they sit us down, and they're like, look, kids, we see a lot of potential in you guys, but we don't think you're at where we need you to be to compete at C squad level, which is really sad to say, right? But they're like, we see potential. We didn't want to cut you guys and discourage you from playing ball. So we created the D squad, and we're going to make it work. We're going to find games for you to play at. So the season goes on, right? I stay on D squad, and sophomore year comes around. All of the guys that were on C squad now get bumped up to JV. Mm-hmm. The two guys that I was on D squad with actually jumped to JV, and I got moved to C squad. So here I am, the weakest of the link of my childhood friends playing ball with.
That's tough.
And it was really tough, but I was a starter on C squad, whatever. And I still had that vision, that burning desire to be on varsity. So I was like, okay, I'm going to work for that. Luckily enough, I had a coach who cared enough about me, call him Coach Biz, but Scott Bierlink out in Quincy. Shout out to Scott. I'm going to show him this video. I went into his office after practice and just completely defeated. I'm like, how do I advance? Like, I want to be playing with these guys. I don't want to be on C squad.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. And he had the courage and cared enough to look at me in the face, look at me in the eyes, and was like, dude, you're so overweight. You can't jump. You cannot run. You don't have stamina. He's like, you have the fundamentals. You got the IQ, but that's not good enough. And so I just sat there, like, took it like a champ. And I said, okay, so what do I do with that information? Like, what do I do next? And he goes, how serious are you about this? I'm like, I'm serious. I want to be a varsity player. I want to be starting and want people chanting my name, all of that. Like, I just had this burning vision. Yeah. And he goes, okay, so I'm going to create a workout plan for you. And he's like, if you follow it for the whole summer and you eat clean, he's like, I promise you will lose weight and you will advance. I took his words to heart. I literally followed that plan. Yeah. I would run a mile every single morning before shoot around. And then I'd shoot around right after that. Yeah. And then, so I did that morning and night. My whole sophomore.
So 2 miles a day.
Yeah.
Eesh.
And
I feel like, yeah, dang. Okay.
Yep. And so I did that all summer. I had a really good friend of mine, Philip, who was a stud basketball player, and we were really good friends outside of it. So I would train with him. He'd teach me how to dribble, how to post up, all that. And lo and behold, I lose 55 pounds over a summer
gosh.
from sophomore to junior year.
That's crazy.
It was kind of insane.
That's wild.
I mean,
what was your diet like? How did your diet change before that to after that? Or like during that summer?
Yeah, before that, I mean, we'd go to the gas station, get your Hot Pockets, Mountain Dew, chips, it was just terrible. I knew nothing about nutrition at all. Yeah. Didn't know about protein, carbs, nothing. I didn't learn about carbs until my freshman year in college. Fun fact.
That's
crazy. My coach just simply told me, like, eat a lot of protein, cut out bread, and was just like, cut out carbs, whatever. Yeah. Now, the way I approached it probably isn't the safest. I mean, I just cut eating. I would eat 1 meal, 2 meals a day. And it was just eggs and chicken. Yeah. Just kept it really clean, but it worked.
Yeah. Quick results.
Yeah. And so after that, it was, like I said, eggs and chicken salads, things like that. Yeah. So long story short, I lose the 55 pounds. I'm a starter on JV, and everyone's a starter or on the bench on the varsity team. And so I'm like looking at them from afar. I'm like, holy crap, I'm close. I'm really close. And about a quarter through the season, I'm just killing it on JV. Like, literally unstoppable. I'm just making every bucket. And I don't say that to brag, but it was just like, I was having too much fun. It was too easy. Yeah. And coaches were like, all right, we're going to swing you to varsity and JV, 2 quarters each. Nice. I was like, cool, this is my time to shine. And we are playing our rival, Ephrata. They're like 20 minutes away from Quincy. Okay. And this was the defining moment that took me from JV to just full-time varsity. So we're playing an away game at their stadium. And I'm playing the first 2 quarters of varsity. Second quarter, we're down by 1. And clock's winding down. Coach is like, we're going to give it to Garcia at the the free throw range, mid-range. Mm-hmm. Set a screen for him, and he'll pull up and he'll hit it. That was kind of my sweet spot. That was where I shot a lot of shots. And sure enough, buzzer beater to put us up by 1. And the feeling is like, it was amazing. I just remember looking at the stands, and everyone is just going crazy. Yeah. But of course, my brother stood out of all the people. Yeah. My brother sticks out, and like the excitement and pride he had, like that, it was just awesome. So cool. Fast forward to the end of the junior JV season, I get promoted, I guess, to full-time varsity on the bench, and then I eventually became a starter. And then senior year was a starter, one of the top 3 key players in the team. On the offensive side, defensive, I hated playing defense. but it was so fun. And I wanted to take note of this because I knew I'd forget. But the biggest lesson of that story, like if anyone can extrapolate something from it, is when you have a vision and a burning desire to get something, like just chase it. And don't stop until you get there. Yeah. And if it's hard, that's a sign you're on the right path. Yeah. Like that was probably the best life lesson I could have taken out of that. And it's paid off in dividends just in the professional world and even in my career. Like I've just stuck with that kind of discipline. And once I create that vision, it's like, okay, let's chase it. You know, if I have that desire, I'm like, let's go for it until we can't. Yeah. I mean, especially as a high school kid, I mean, think about that journey. Yeah. It's pretty much the entire time. It's like, that's crazy. And when you're a kid, it's like, 1 summer is an eternity, let alone 3, 4 down the road. That's insane. Yeah. And in high school, you only have 4 years, right? Yeah. And post high school and post college, shoot, we have 40, 50 years? Yeah. So when you take a moment to just kind of think of how much runway we have, it's like, okay, let's create that vision. But nobody teaches that. That's kind of the downside. Yeah, isn't that, I mean, it's such a weird thing about going through college and even high school is like high school's purpose is to get you either, military, just out of high school, but like
my high school was, the whole point was like to get you to college. The whole point was like, that's the goal. You're going to go to college. Great. And you get there, and like the transition between high school and college, not that big of a deal, because it's like, okay, one to the other, great. And then you have your sights on the next 4 years. But the whole point of college isn't, it's to get you a job, but really it's to get you through college.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you graduate, they really don't care that much.
No.
They're like, okay, we did it, we're done, got your tuition dollars, see you later. Like we'll send you an email every like 6 months to get a donation.
Yeah,
whatever.
to ask for money.
Like there's no incentive for them to help you succeed post college. And so it's kind of, you go from this like community to a different, larger community if you go to college, and then you're out in the real world. It's like, okay, good luck. And there's no guidelines. There's no like helping hand, nothing.
Yeah. And it's
Crazy.
sad. We've talked about, for context, if nobody knows, me and Blake are really good friends outside of this and in the real world.
In the real world.
We have talked about this so many times.
Yeah.
Where, like you said, college is just to get you through and graduated, add it to their checklist and to their data.
Well, there's the whole incentive for them is like, how many students do we graduate per year?
Yeah.
Very few colleges, or maybe some of them will give you like here's the percentage of college students that get a job out of college within the first like 6 months. Yep. But like, what is that? That could be any job. It doesn't have to be like a salary job. It doesn't have to be like what you majored in. It could just be like, oh yeah, like I'm working full time at, Target or Lululemon, which is like fine.
Right.
But like, I think if you told someone when they're 18 years old, graduating high school, it's like, yeah, when you finish college, you're going to go work full time and be a blah, 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 whatever, whatever job you could probably get right out of high school.
Right.
I'd probably be like, okay, well, I'm not going to waste my time and go to college then.
100%.
It's so one-sided. It's crazy.
Yeah. And we've talked about really, now that we've been graduated from college, for me, it's been since 21.
Yeah.
But, I reflect back and it's like, okay, college taught me the importance of connections, but no one ever told me to be aware of that during college, which sucked. It also just teaches you the fundamentals of research, in my opinion. Yeah. And it teaches you how to find things without the help of adults. Yeah. Which is what the real world is kind of like.
Yeah, I guess that's very true. I think.
But no one tells us that. Like if we had that foresight being in that position, so college kids listening to this, watching it, have the foresight to be, you're in there, like, pass your classes, but connect with people that are in the field that you want to do. Yeah. Because it's much easier as a college student.
Yeah. It's kind of like a little mini into the real world. Most people aren't paying for stuff, or you get loans and it's like free money at the time. The risk tolerance for it is just insane. And just there's really nothing you can do wrong. It's just like a free 4 years to like figure it out. That's crazy.
But I wish, and I wish we had the foresight at that time. I took college so seriously. Yeah. And I had my fun, don't get me wrong, but like we were talking before we started, like I wouldn't watch football on the weekends because I had to study and I had to work out and I had to do all this. And it's like, dude, I should have just lived a little bit more. Like it's just,
definitely. Nice. Yeah. I wish I went to college 2 years too early. It was like, and it would have been like weird because the age, would have been 20 instead of 18. So I don't know, pros and cons, but like my maturity level, like once I hit into my junior year, that's when I really started like looking at it holistically in terms of like, it's not just about classes and like blah, 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 blah. It's like so much more just about the whole experience and just enjoying all aspects of it that, my junior and senior year were just like prime.
I know, me too, man. That was like, I feel like my, frontal lobe developed in my junior year was like, oh, this is not as serious. Just have fun.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Yeah. But anyway, so that brings us, kind of full circle. So you went to Eastern.
Yes.
Go Eags.
Go Eags.
Did not play basketball at Eastern.
I did not.
Not on the official team.
No. I played intramurals.
Yeah.
But
got a couple shirts.
Yeah. What I did do for athletics was join the cheer team.
Heck yeah.
In college. And I was a stuntman. I wasn't a cheerleader. I was a stuntman. So I learned how to, catch the girls up here and full extension. All that. And then we went as far as learning how to throw baskets. So if you don't know what a basket is, do you know what that is?
Nah, I have no idea.
It's like two guys, you like lock arms like this. And then the cheerleader sits in between your arms and you just launch them like you just launch them 10, 15 feet in the air, and then you catch them, and they're they're twirling in the like you launch them, they know how to twist, and so I learned how to do all that. Jeez. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And
did you ever drop anybody?
Oh yeah. I might have to send this to Kimberly, who was my cheer partner. I would drop her a lot.
Oh no.
And she'd be like, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I did it in front of the whole school
a
couple of times. And man, talk about pressure. Like you have the whole stadium student section just facing you. And you're just like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. It happens.
It happens.
It was a good time.
Yeah. And what'd you major in?
I got an undergrad in finance and a minor in economics.
Nice.
It was, what sucked is that the in-person material that I would have gotten from it was robbed from COVID.
Oh yeah, because that would have been your senior year. Yeah.
So that kind of sucked, but made the best of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, no one knew what we were doing. So
yeah, that was so crazy because I was online half of my sophomore year and then all of my junior year and then some of my senior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you got to finish out
in person for some of it. Yeah.
Did you get to walk?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was a little weird because I graduated a quarter early. I graduated in March, but then they only held graduation like twice a year. So they did one at the end of spring when most people graduated and then one at the beginning or the end of fall quarter for whatever reason. And so I graduated, like I was done with classes and I had an entire quarter of, I was like traveling and doing some internships. I was working at the restaurant at the time. And so it was, it had been 2.5, 3 months since I ever took a class. And then I had to get all my graduation stuff on. It's just like, it was so delayed that I was like, I graduated a long time ago. Yeah. Like, okay.
Like the meaning kind of, or the weight of it was
the weight of it. Yeah. It just wasn't that big of a deal anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I did get to do it in person. So
that's cool. That is neat. I did not get to do that. My mom was so mad.
Zoom University.
Yeah. She was like, what? I was like, Mom, it's all good. Like, let's just move on.
Yeah. No kidding. But weird times. So did that, and then first job out of college?
First job, yeah. I became a teller at a bank here in Spokane, and in that role, I got to learn the fundamentals and basics of banking, how the products worked, the client-facing relationship, time management, the importance of following up, and all that jazz. It was a great intro job. Had so much fun, but during that time I also got exposed to business banking, which is what I do now as a business relationship manager, and it looked so fun. Like, she got to go, I say she, this amazing banker at the time, and she was also my mentor. She showed me how the conversations went. It's just different from like the branch interaction to business banking, working with business owners, doing site visits and just how to navigate that whole world. And, she taught me so much and instilled the confidence for me to then apply for a role at where I'm at now and, become a business relationship manager. So, that was my first job out of college, and, been 3 years here at Chase Bank and as a business relationship manager, and it's been quite the ride. It's been fun, a huge learning curve. Like, it just never stops. Yeah. But I like that because, if you're not learning, you're not growing, in my opinion. So I like that.
That's true. That's awesome. So what made you decide to apply and switch not only titles and kind of job paths, but banks as well?
So what kind of spurred the change was I wasn't getting the kind of the traction I needed in my first role. Yeah. And so that kind of just forced me to look elsewhere. And then, I was looking at that job role for like a whole month. Really? I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if do I have the experience for it? Just all these thoughts of doubt. And my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, Heidi, who she was like, babe, just do it. Like, the worst that'll happen is they say no. Yeah. She's like, it's so so what?
Yeah. I'm surprised it was even open for a month.
Yeah, it was open for a long time.
Yeah,
It was open for a long time. And sure enough, I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to do it. Let's send my application and get a meeting over Zoom. Guy was like, I'm going to be in Spokane. Let's meet at Davenport. And I just want to get to know you as a person. So we did that. And it went really well. And then they offered the job. And I accepted it. And I was like,
nice.
This is real. This is actually happening.
That's cool.
And I've been here for 3 years now. So it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Like it's extremely rewarding. It's the just perfect amount of challenging that I need and want.
Yeah.
So it's a good time.
That's awesome. That's cool. Walk us through kind of the day to day. I mean, I guess maybe it's probably changed from when you first started to now, and kind of the progression of that, and how that all goes.
Yeah. So day to day, it's, a lot of it is carryover to-dos from the day before.
Yeah.
So client requests come in via phone call, email, fires come in, we got to put them out. So that's one part of it. The other one is, proactively reaching out to existing clients and just saying, hey, let's meet up and do account reviews, things like that. And then the third one, it's taking care of the branches I work with and the bankers inside of those branches. So keeping them up to date on business banking news, product updates, things like that. So I'm kind of their go-to business banking expert, quote unquote. I don't like the term expert, because then you're deemed as like, it all. And I don't like to be the person that knows it all, because that's just that's not real.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But I do have different access to resources that they do. So they come to me and say, hey, how does this work? And I navigate them through it. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a good time.
Nice. That's awesome.
My first sales job was in commercial cleaning, so janitorial services.
Okay.
That was my first job ever. That was intense.
Yeah.
So I was a salesman in the daytime, and then at night I'd have to go and clean the accounts that we had. And
Jeez.
the thought behind that from the owner, who's actually one of my mentors, he goes, how can you sell something that you don't know how it works, or you don't know the process? And I was like, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, good point.
So he put me on accounts, and I'd clean at night and sell in the day. And so that has been instilled in me. Yeah. And like I was hitting the yellow pages. I was hitting the phone. I was hitting the streets. He'd give me radiuses and places to hit. And I'd just walk in and now I would, full transparency and confession, I would sit in my car for like 20 minutes. Like,
come on.
Oh, you got this, bro. You got this. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to say, man. This is so hard. And you just eventually get over it, and it just becomes a muscle, and you create a callus.
It's just reps.
It's reps.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And it becomes fun after a while, because it's like, my rule is get to know quickly and understand the no. Maybe it's timing. Maybe it's they had a previous experience that wasn't great, but no one's going to tell you that right up front unless you slow down and be like, okay, well, what's the real reason? But there's an art to that, because if somebody tells you no, and I'm like, but why? Like, dude, I don't know you, and I don't care to tell you. So you have to figure out a way to, okay, how do we diffuse the wall? How do we diffuse their guard, and how can I learn more? And that's hard. Like, that's an art in itself, and you just kind of, with trial and error, a lot of failing gets you there.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm sure as a young guy too, walking up to somebody's door, like, who's this guy?
Dude, I was like
what's happening?
I was 19. I had just gotten back from Costa Rica, living there for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was living the high life. Like, as a 19-year-old, you just traveled abroad in Costa Rica, and you got to see some beautiful parts of the world. And then you come back. I mean, I just felt so cool. Like, everybody would talk about, like, oh my gosh, you lived in Costa Rica. I was like, yeah, it was so cool. And the guy that gave me this internship, he's like, oh, you think you're all that, huh? You think you're all cool? And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Dude, he tore me up with that, like, sales boot camp, and totally checked me. Yeah. And at the end of it, I'll never forget. He was like, yeah, you held up your own, you stuck through it. He goes, but humble yourself.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out.
It was a good life lesson.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
that's good though. I mean, yeah, sales roles I feel like everyone should have a sales role. I feel like I really haven't had one, but I did sell. I was in the Boy Scouts when I was younger, and when they do their popcorn sale, dude, door to door, the whole neighborhood.
I feel like you'd be so good at it.
I killed it. I
that
absolutely
doesn't
killed it. I
surprise
had a
me.
whole spiel, and like same thing. I was so nervous for the first and every day, because
Yeah.
I would get every day I'd be like first handful of houses. I'd be so nervous, and then you just kind of it's just reps, and you just get that callus, but it's I did the 1 or 2 days and feeling good, and then it's third day, and you still get nervous. I don't know if you get nervous still.
Oh
but
my gosh,
dude,
dude,
it doesn't go away. You just get more
never.
used to it. It's just,
It just becomes your pain threshold just gets it just increases.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good life metaphor too, where
Yeah.
when you forcefully put yourself in tougher environments,
Yeah.
your threshold increases, and what was extremely difficult and daunting back then, now you look at that's so easy.
Yeah.
But you had to go through all these pain points to increase that threshold. And that's the way I look at it. I'm like, okay, the next no is a yes. And I always tell myself every no eventually turns to a yes. And, that it's the next one. And it's a huge mental battle.
Yeah, I had that one. That was a good one. And then I was working. My first job out of college was actually for my grandfather. And I remember one day he owned this industrial semi-trucking business.
Okay.
So they rented big semi-trucks, sold big semi-trucks, all this stuff. And he had this one truck. He's like, I don't know, we've tried selling it, just take a crack at it. And he gave me a whole list of just numbers, people to call, whatever. And it was numbers that had been disconnected, voicemails. I mean, I got everything.
Yeah.
It was my first cold calling experience. I was going on, I was Dan. I got this one dude. And apparently someone had called him earlier that day. That was not me. So I call him, the same exact offer. He's like, you already called me. I don't want this thing. Don't call me again. Just my first time getting just yelled at over the phone. And I'm here, I'm 17. And I'm I literally got this list. I was told to call you. I didn't know somebody called you before. I was well, I'm sorry about that, but it's not my fault.
Do you remember how you responded?
Oh, I'm sure I just shut down completely. I was I'm sorry. And just
I was
I'm
get
sorry. At the end of it, I tried to be nice and cordial and all that. I'm sure I was, but at the end of it, it was just one of those things where I'd never gotten yelled at for something that I did nothing wrong, and he was just so irritated. And I was like, wow. And then, after that, the next person was probably just no, thank you, but thanks for calling. I was like, wow, they were so nice. It wasn't even super nice, but yeah. Fun fact, I sold that truck actually.
Hey, let's go.
Off of that list. So yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, and I've told you this before, I have, where I think you would do so good at a sales role, man.
Yeah.
Just talk to Sky, figure out a way to do it.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But, so we talked a little bit, you mentioned it a couple times about mentors. How has that played a pivotal role in your life? We talked about this with a couple people that have been on the podcast actually, of people looking for mentors. It's a lot easy to say oh, I have a mentor this, I've had a lot of help. And I think you can agree is a lot of every successful person that I know has had numerous mentors. But so I guess to round off that ramble is how has that played a pivotal role in your life? Where do people go to find mentors if they're looking for help, they're looking for guidance on what to do and how to go about that?
I'll answer the first question, how has it changed my life, or how has it been pivotal? Pivotal. There you go. Jeez.
It's okay.
They have life experience and knowledge that we just don't. So if we're talking to someone who is 60 years old, we're late 20s.
Yeah.
They have seen some stuff.
Yeah, even 40 years old. Even 30 years old.
Yeah.
You're
3 years. Yeah. They have seen some stuff. They have gone through different economic events. They've gone through different political events. They've gone through different, even corporate events. They've just seen so much. So with that in mind, if you come to them with a problem, we think it's a huge deal. Yeah, oh man, did you see whatever's happening? And they're like, it's fine. So they instill this this grounding, a foundation of it's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
And the stuff that we're experiencing, dude, we haven't seen an actual downturn. We haven't seen an actual economic crash or none of that. Like we were too young in 2008 to really know what was happening.
Yeah. Very true.
All we've seen is a bull market, honestly. Like that's all we know. All we know is green. You get your meme stocks, you got just economic boom. And so when I talk to them and I come to them with a problem or some kind of doubt or fear, they have the foresight to be like, well, let's look at it a different way. They just provide a different lens and perspective that can help you see it through where you're like, okay, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that is where like it just changes everything for me. How to find them? I think we've all heard this saying before. Like I got it from a book and probably somebody in my life, but I took it to heart. And they said, the book, it said, find someone who's living a life you want. And, for a lot of us, that's going to be external, right? You're only going to see like how they dress, their clothes, their car, their family. Mm-hmm. But try to find someone try to look beyond that. Try to find someone who carries themselves differently. Maybe it's a certain positive attitude, or maybe it's the language they use, how they speak, something like that. If you find someone who you're like, man, I really want to be like that. Talk to them, like ask them for mentorship. That's what I did. Yeah. And how, full transparency, how that happens and how it looks, it is vulnerable. Like you have to be vulnerable and you have to put all ego and pride aside. And what you're doing is, I need help navigating life. Would you be willing to do that for me? That's literally what I said. Like, that's how I asked him. One of my mentors was, you have a life that I want to live. I want to learn how to get there. Can you help me? And I also, I always said, one thing I always say to people, it's life is busy. Like everybody has a crazy life outside of work.
So busy. And
you have to just acknowledge that. And if they say no, don't take it personally. Yeah. Like you just don't know what's going on at home and at work for them, that is priority number 1 and 2 for a lot of people. And if they say no, just realize it's not a good time. So maybe your follow-up is, when is a better time to come back to you? And if they say no to that, then they're not the person for you. And just don't take it personal. Go find somebody else, and keep doing that till you land to your mentor. Yeah.
When people are looking, I mean, you touched on a little bit of look at who they are holistically. Don't just look at, they have the job title that I want and they're driving around in this car and, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, how do people pick out more of a holistic life is going well in all aspects of life versus, wow, they have a really sick job and they're making a bunch of money, but you don't see that they're working 100 hours a week and their family is a disaster because they're working all the time. They're not at home. And there's just so many things that aren't going well, but you don't see that part.
Yeah. That's really hard to do because that's going to take, you got to find a way to take 10 minutes of their time to maybe even 30 to figure that piece out. Yeah. But I think the only way you can get there, in my honest opinion, is you have to figure out what it is you want first. You have to figure out what kind of life you want, what kind of environment, what kind of, honestly, as corny as it sounds, what kind of mentality you want to have. If you want to be a positive person, look for the people that speak that kind of language. It's a beautiful day, or man, I'm so lucky. Life is good. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that don't say that. They say the complete opposite. Yeah. And so that's my advice is try to find a way to get in front of whoever you think is that person for you and just try to figure out what life is like actually,
That's a good one. That's so funny. My dad used to say that all the time when I was in high school. We'd wake up, it's a beautiful day. I'm like, Dad, shut up. Oh my God. I would be in high school, I'm like, God, the world is just ending. I got all this homework. I got this. And he's like, dude, sun's out, Saturday morning, it's beautiful. I'm like, God, just killed me. And then the older I got, the more I'm like, he was kind of right.
Yeah, dude, that's, because it's hard to do, man, life grinds you down, man.
It's again, what you just talked about. It's when you're so young, you don't know anything. And it's the hardest thing. My favorite, maybe not my favorite quote, but one of the good ones is the hardest thing that you've experienced is the hardest thing that you've ever experienced. Mm-hmm. So for you, You know, for me, it was like, God, I got all these tests, I got all these studies, so much pressure to do well in school. That was my hardest thing. You know, I didn't have to worry about where I was going to sleep. I didn't have to worry about food. I didn't have to worry about, I mean, so many things that, like, as I got older, I saw people my age being like, hey, dude, I got to worry about, like, I have a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to, you know, this, bills, loan, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
I got
Hospital
like,
bills.
Hospital bills, like my family, like, you know, my mom just died, my dad just died, whatever. I don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
So it's like just a perspective of what's going on is just like, you just don't even know.
I was just talking literally this morning to somebody about that.
Yeah.
Was lens. I say lens. He said perspective. It's the same thing.
Same.
But we had such a good conversation about how we view the world. Like, got to change your perspective. One of my favorite sayings is pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
Like, if you get to experience pressure, that is such a privilege. Like, I can't stress that enough. I wish I could put it into words, but you know, I can't right now. And the other one is, I saw Denzel Washington on a clip, and he's with a bunch of big artists in a circle. And one of the guys asked, I think he was a director or something, and he goes, "Oh, that movie must have been super hard and like a lot of pressure." And he goes, "Hard? Pressure?" He said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The parent with the son at war, that's stressful. That's hard. That's pressure." And when he said that, man, it like almost brought me to tears, because I'm like, that's so true. Like, we're not at war, you know, like it's just, it changes everything. You know, you're not crawling through the mud, trying to get to friendly lines, whatever. Like, I always think about that when I'm really stressed out, like, oh, the world is falling apart. I just sit back. I'm like, I'm not at war though. Or I'm healthy. I'm not sick. I'm not in a hospital bed. And then it's just like, okay, the sun is shining now. I can hear the birds. It just changes everything.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane. I mean, okay, so going off of that, for the people out there that are in college and they do think that the world is ending, they want to get a job, they're like looking at maybe getting into something like you're doing. What's kind of the most natural path, or maybe not the easiest, but the best path to get into maybe banking, whether that be investment banking or relationship banking, business banking, whatever? What should people be looking at? Is it just, you know, relationships?
Yeah.
Is it, you know?
If I had to give like my little brother advice, like, oh, how do I get the job you have?
Yeah.
I think the first thing I would say is just get into banking. Just take whatever opportunity comes that fits kind of your personality and what you're looking for. Don't try to secure that title right away. Just get your foot in the door.
Isn't that the funniest thing? Is people coming out of college and like, you know, they're trying to get the mid-tier CEO role. They're at 19. It's like, dude, you don't know anything.
I had that mentality.
I did too. I was like, I'm going to skip all this. Like, this is so below me. Like, I didn't know anything.
No.
I still don't know anything. But
if I had the foresight I had when I graduated, I would go to my younger self and tell him, dude, and take this entry-level job and just have fun with it. Yeah. Like, just learn everything you can. And I still take that approach even now, because I remind myself of that. And I'm like, oh, dude, just be curious. And get in, and then start talking to people internally wherever you're at that have the titles you think you want, and learn about it. Then you might be like, oh, I don't want that. That's not a job I want to carry. Right? And then you just keep doing that until you find like what it is you actually want. I got so lucky, like, to actually get where, you know, the job that I have, because this was my dream job, like in college, like, and it still is. And I got so lucky, and you know, it's exactly when I signed up for it, I kind of knew what I was signing up for. But some of the stuff I didn't know has turned out to be like even better. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing the right thing. It's so rewarding.
That's awesome. I saw the funniest post. It was on LinkedIn, and I think it was the Target just announced a new CEO. And this dude's LinkedIn is like a full page length, and it's like intern, associate, senior associate, like customer specialist, like VP, blah, 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 blah. And it's like 10, 12, 15 positions long at the very top, CEO.
Man.
It's just like the road. It was like 20 years, like 21. I don't know. It was something crazy.
That's so wild.
And it was absurd. And it was just like, that never happens anymore. People don't do that. Like you would never see that, which I mean, for good or bad reason, that there's definitely reasons that people do that now and they didn't before and like whatever. But I mean, just that mentality of like always being curious, always asking for more responsibility or more independence or whatever, and just keep like bum, bum, bum. I mean, that's like definition of like climbing the corporate. Like
that is literally
you've hit the top. Like you've hit every rung.
Yeah, that definitely went viral. And like my I guess 2 cents on that is I bet you he's gonna be a super good CEO.
But probably knows everything.
He knows everything.
He knows everything. Like, you could talk to anyone and be like, "Oh, you have this problem. Here's how I solve this."
Yeah.
Like I've literally done this job.
Like, he knows the processes. He knows
everything.
Yeah, how it works. Like, yeah, that's
it's
good
absurd. I mean, you work with a lot of businesses. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? What would that look like?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, we've talked about this so many times.
But they have.
Absolutely. So. I know, yeah, it's true. No, I've totally thought about that. And having the job that I have, I get to see the reality of being a business owner. It's not what people think. It's so hard. It is hard. Like, but to answer your question, yes, I have. What that looks like, man, that's a good question. I don't know.
I remember the first time we ever met, you had this business idea, and it was like a closet space organizer.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but I remember it stuck in me. It stuck in my head, and I was like, it's just like, you're like, I want to build something. It's like, we'll put exact space in between each shirt. And I was like, I see it. Like, So
do you want to know the story behind that?
Yeah.
So if you've been to my house, but next time you come over, I'm going to show you my closet.
Yeah.
If you see my end of it, each hanger is spaced like like to the exact space for each one. I've got a lot of shirts, man. Yeah. I mean, my wife is like, dude, you're weird. Like, that's a weird thing. But I literally space them out. And they're all on white hangers, the plastic ones, you know?
Yeah.
And every shirt has to be on the one that has like the little hooks that you can.
Oh yeah. So the neck doesn't get all stretched out. Yeah.
And then the pants have like the no hooks. Like it has to be, it all has to match.
Gotta be exact.
So that's where the idea came from. I was trying to solve my own problem. I'm like, man, I'll like take out a shirt for work and my pants, grab my belt. And then once the pants will be all the way like this, pushed out, and then the shirts are all spaced out. And then I'm like, oh, that rubs me the wrong way. So I just stand there for a couple minutes, spacing it out. I'm like, I just need to build myself a rack where it just all it's all equally spaced out.
I'm sure you'd have a lot of people that would use that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I don't know.
I think it'd be a higher end product because
probably.
Like, maybe we'll do. But you had one too, and it actually has never left my mind.
So the lunchbox idea?
Yes.
I actually just brought that up to somebody yesterday.
Dude,
and I haven't done anything with it. Bro, I don't want to spoil it. We're keeping it a secret.
Yeah, don't
put
that out there. You got to let me know if you do that because
I'm thinking about it. We'll talk about that after this.
Okay.
Yeah. You just had a kid. Well, I just had a kid. She's how old?
8 months.
8 months. That's crazy.
I know.
8 months old.
She's awesome.
How has that changed your life, your outlook on life, thought processes? I mean, just everything about it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's changed dramatically.
Yeah.
For starters, it has softened me up so much.
Really?
Like to a point where I don't like it. Like I'll see something on Instagram, or like I'll be walking around downtown and I'll see a dad and like a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'll watch a clip on my phone, and it's something that a daughter said to their dad, like, "I'm so proud of you, dude." And I start choking up. I'm like, oh, don't. Why are you doing this right now? Like, I hate that. But so for one, it's softened me up. Like my heart, I feel like it grew 3 sizes. It's like, the other thing too is taking life not as serious. Like, I always heard that. People always told me like, oh, once you have a kid, it's going to change, or you're not going to be so career-driven, hungry, and that hasn't kind of left. But the seriousness of it has dialed down. Where I'm like, life is kind of short.
Yeah.
And my perspective, I think, I just want to just I want to give her everything I didn't have, not materialistically, but like with education, just with practical life ideas and frameworks. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a good time. Yeah, you've met her.
It's a good time. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I met her when she was like fresh though.
Yeah, I guess you haven't seen her since
in a
then.
while, but
Soon.
yeah, soon. What are your thoughts on pickleball? Pickleball and tennis.
Tennis is everything.
Let's cover that.
Bro. Tennis is the
Tell
best.
us, I mean, you have a very unique, this is our last, this is a fun question. You have a very unique skill set, I will say, on the tennis court. Talk about that.
Yeah, for context, guys, I'm not the greatest tennis player. I'm decent.
But if I'm playing you and you whip out 2 forehands,
Yeah, so
I would quit. I
Yeah.
would just leave.
so when I'm playing, right?
Yeah.
Serve goes, you return it, I hit it back. After that, I'm like this.
Yeah,
And
just ready.
the moment I see the ball going towards my backhand,
Uh-huh.
quote unquote, I literally just switch it and it's my forehand.
That's crazy.
And I can do that both ways.
That's so odd. Where, like, did you learn it? It's just how you do?
Here's the thing. When I played in high school, I mean, it was Quincy. It was nothing. Like, we didn't take it seriously.
Still though, yeah.
You know? But
It's tennis.
so no one ever told me that wasn't the right way to do it.
That's
Until like the very end of
crazy.
the season. They're like, I mean, we talked about backhands.
Sure.
And,
You're
we
like, I don't know what
practiced
they
it,
mean by that.
But I was like, I mean, why don't I? In my head, I was like, but I can have another forehand and I can just. So I just started doing that, and it has stuck. And whenever I play with new people, I won't say that.
That's hilarious.
And they'll like, I'll do it, and the ball usually they'll let the ball go, and they're like, wait.
What the heck?
What?
Yeah.
Did you don't have a backhand? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I do, but I just choose when to use it.
That's crazy. That's so
Yeah.
wild. That's insane.
Pickleball, I think you're the one that kind of influenced pickleball on me.
Pickleball's fun.
If I remember
It
right.
gets a lot of hate.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's better than tennis.
I would no. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But it's fun.
It is a lot.
Everyone's
of
like,
fun.
"Oh, I never played pickleball. I would never. I'll play tennis." It's like, dude,
Ah.
you ever played though? It's
Yeah,
fun. Like,
it
come on.
is fun.
Like again, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Relax. Like it's
Yeah.
just
fun.
Come on.
And it allows
Chill
you to
out.
play with folks that aren't
You can play with anybody.
as athletic
Yeah,
to keep
man.
up on a tennis court. 'Cause
Exactly.
Tennis is tough. Yeah.
You can't. You could probably pick up pickleball in an afternoon. Honestly,
Oh, easily.
I mean, you could go from like having never played it to being like pretty okay.
Yeah.
Tennis, just forget it.
No.
Forget it. I played tennis
serving
for
alone
10 years now, and I still suck. God,
Tennis is hard, man.
I just don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That and golf is a
Golf's
ton of
tough.
fun, but it's also hard.
God, I just shot 88 the other day.
Dude, you're stuck, bro.
I couldn't believe it.
Come on.
I've been telling everybody.
I don't.
my first time
I've been telling everybody I broke 100. I
That's like
golfed
not even
94.
impressive.
I know. I golfed 94 2 weeks ago, and that's with like
killer.
3 or 5 breakfast balls.
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
But no
First time I
shame.
ever broke 90. It was insane.
Dude, keep it up.
just
Now you got to break 70.
Dude, high 80s. I'm just like, ew.
Or break 80. Actually, yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Anything else? Where can people find you if they want to get in touch?
Find me on LinkedIn,
Follow me.
Daniel A. Garcia. Hit me up.
Okay.
I do have an Instagram too. People can follow me there.
Heck yeah. Blow that up.
I don't know. Daniel G 33 underscore. I don't know. I'll
Something
give it
like
to
that. Yeah. We'll put it in the notes.
you. Yeah. And then my closing thought, a closing quote.
What do you have?
If I may.
Go for it.
No one will remember the choices you had. They will only remember the choices you made.
God. It's deep.
Yeah, I got that from a book that was gifted to me by, he's a Spokane guy, Tyler Dickerhoof. Do you know who that is?
I know.
Shout out Tyler. Thank you for the book. It's called Pick Me, The Story of Belonging. Okay. And he was a lead pastor for the Michigan football team. He's still part of the staff there. I don't know what his role is now, but that quote like punched me in the face when I read it.
It's killer. All right. Well, make good choices, I guess.
Make good choices.
All right.
Make
Thanks,
good
man.
choice. Thanks, man.